Good evening, Mr. Shinde. What a
Good
pleasure
evening,
meeting
sir.
you here. Great, yeah.
Namaste. It is a pleasure indeed meeting you
What
as
a
well.
beautiful place, and that's so
in
nice
this
of you.
Nice surrounding.
And then what we do is that the moment I see you, suddenly questions crop up,
Okay, good.
and I'd like to
Please.
clarify certain points with you about work-related people,
Okay.
IT sector, and any other things you have in mind.
Okay.
What kind of problems do they face, and how do you handle them?
See, basically the clients who come from IT sector or the corporate sector
Yes.
or manufacturing or logistic whatsoever,
Okay,
who are the employee class.
okay,
The employee class basically has complaints pertaining to a toxic work culture in the office,
okay.
politics at workplace,
Ah,
conflicts with
yeah.
colleagues, managers.
Naturally, yes.
Okay, a poor work culture overall.
Yes.
And they majority of them also complain about not having rewards, recognitions,
Okay.
inappropriate proposals.
Wow.
They have issues related to salary.
Huh.
And there is also another thing that there are a lot of people who complain about not being satisfied with the work that is entrusted to them in their company.
They get dissatisfied. Yes.
The role is not very satisfying, or so many issues like that. So people actually, work related stress takes such a toll on people that people really want to meet somebody to talk about it. And there is always this fear of getting laid off in a company because the business situation
Naturally,
is
yes.
always fluctuating
Yes.
in many situations
Yes.
or in many companies. So, they are always worried that we would be laid off.
Hmm.
And then some people are looking for a job, but then they don't get a job that they want, or they don't, the kind of job that they want, or, there's a lot of delay in finding another job, of their liking. So there are numerous problems like this, A workplace can have numerous problems. And
Okay.
all these problems.
And you
people
handle
do
them
come up.
appropriately.
Oh yes, I do. And
Great.
appropriately.
That was very interesting indeed. So now I would like to ask you about people in the business sector. Okay. And entrepreneurial. Also, do they come to you for
Oh
consultation?
yes, a lot of people from the business arena or the entrepreneurial arena
Hmm.
also come to me. See, managing a business is not very easy. There is a lot of finance and money that is invested into business. The main question that people from the business community that come to me are questions pertinent to liabilities.
Okay.
Because a lot of people borrow money from financial institutions or various people or
Yes,
from
yes,
various
yes.
investors
Great.
and invest it in business.
Yes.
And if the business doesn't do well, the pressure of liabilities is so very high that it actually induces very high volume painful stress in the business activity.
Especially in the rents.
Especially on overheads and whatsoever
yes,
reasons.
yes.
There is one more interesting feature that I want to bring to your attention.
Yes.
A lot of people leave the corporate sector or the IT sector and then in their 40s or in their 30s believe that they can become very good entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And you must have heard about this term, the startup or the startup
that's right.
culture or
Yes.
the trend.
Exactly.
Well, probably there is still hope and scope for the business to improve. So numerous questions from all perspectives can come in this regard.
Great, yeah. Very nice indeed. Thank you. And another few questions, one more in the same thing, color. I'll have to ask you. We'll just sit for a while.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Shinde, so we've dealt with about a few problems with the employees and other things. What about the government employees? How about them?
See, people feel that only people who are employees have a problem in their lives, or people who are businessmen and entrepreneurs have a problem. But very few people know that people who are employed in the government sector also have numerous problems.
Definitely.
Problems related to transfers. Sometimes people in the government sector also get harassed by
Seniors.
officers at the higher level.
Yes.
Sometimes there is a job satisfaction situation even in the government sector as well. Sometimes you get transferred to a position or a situation, or a place where the job satisfaction is not very high.
Okay.
Things like that. Sometimes there are long working hours even in the
Business,
in the government
thing.
sector.
Yes.
So numerous problems can come in the government sector, with people working in the government sector as well.
Great, yeah. And of course, a lot of people from the entertainment and sports also do come to you sometimes, or is it very often?
No, people from the entertainment sector, the art sector, and the sports sector also do come.
Yes.
See, I have observed, from my learning,
Yes.
I have observed and learned that there are a lot of people who are talented in the field of art, in the field of entertainment, or
Okay.
in the field of sports. But sometimes they're just not lucky enough to come up or
Okay.
to achieve that visibility.
Okay.
And, so therefore some people do not, make it great in the film industry, or, do not make it great in the sports field as such. And sometimes you have to also understand there is a lot of politics, and there are a lot of difficult situations even in the field of entertainment, art and sports as such.
Great,
So people come under stress even in the field of art, entertainment and sports as such.
Great.
It's like that. So there are numerous situations even in this domain as well.
Great, yeah. Thank you. One other last question before we wind up. Yes, now putting it all in a nutshell, I would like to ask you, which planets or elements in a horoscope do you check for work and career related problems?
The 10th house in the horoscope is known as the karma sthana. The karma here is not the last janma karma that we talk about.
Okay.
Karma here means occupation and profession.
Right.
So the 10th house is primarily the house for studying matters related to the occupation and profession of any person.
Okay.
In addition to that, the second house also is studied because the second house is dhanasthana,
Okay.
or the house which talks about that income
Okay.
that comes from your profession.
The wealth. Yes.
The wealth,
Ah.
yes. The 11th house is also simultaneously studied, or as and when necessary studied, because it is the labhasthana which talks about the profits that you
Generate.
generate, either in terms of salary or either in terms of your revenues in
And
business
even satisfaction.
and satisfaction
Yes,
as such.
personal, yes.
And there is one very important house which is kind of common for all issues in a person's life, that is the 9th house,
Okay.
which is known as the bhagyasthana. Bhagya here means overall luck,
Okay.
overall auspiciousness that the cosmic forces have casted on a given person.
Great.
So, if the 9th house is very strong, generally the person is prosperous and he has very few obstacles and hurdles that he comes across in his life.
Great.
There is one more thing I forgot in my conversation a while ago. A lot of people also come to solicit consultation for one matter.
Okay.
That is for traveling to a foreign country, getting educated in a foreign country, and working in a foreign country, or settling
Okay.
in a foreign country, for employment, or to start a business in a foreign country like UK, US, Australia.
Huh.
You know how many Indians from
Yes,
India,
a lot of them go. Yes.
either as employees or either
Business.
for business travel abroad. The trend is very high.
Good.
So there are a lot of problems associated with that as well.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. And the planet Rahu is connected with any travel that any person needs to do abroad, either for studies, education or career.
Great, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.